Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the stock market. Friday, November 12th, 3 o'clock. We're going to go over a couple different plays we've got going on, some options, some early access to shares of a private company that we got into. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. One of the lowest volume records today. Yeah, this is crazy on GameStop, actually. We also have a Twitter. You can follow us on at Happy Money YT. I forgot to mention... Oh, we deleted it. I forgot to mention in yesterday's video what I bought. Here's our Discord. You can jump on that if you'd like. It's in the description. Yeah, today on GameStop, volume's just so low. We've got an hour left. We're at 670,000. Might end up being the lowest volume of the year. It's crazy how that happens because we had a lot of volume back here and it's slowly, just kind of quickly rather, because back here it kind of held an average around a certain area that was low, but this just really died off. Makes me think squeeze imminent, squeeze soon, maybe next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. We're gonna go over some TA on that. Birds, on the other hand, look at Birds, BRDS. It is e-bike company SPAC'd, de-SPAC'd recently, and we got in up here at 10 bucks. It since then lost about $30 or 30%. I actually averaged down this morning, and I did so because it's way oversold on the daily RSI. It's kind of hard to do TA when it's just de-SPACs, but before that, this is what we're looking at. It looked like it was starting to find a floor. We had the MACD flip bullish. And then this hourly candle was above the 9, as well as we have a little more volume here. So I was like, it looks like this is a floor, significant of the small bodies and kind of it flattening out, as well as we have this bullish MACD now. And then we've got volume coming in and it's buying pressure. So I averaged down here, actually doubled my position on it, and thing rallied up today quite a bit. Rallied up, I think at one point it was like 20%. Coming back down a little bit now, but this is probably just kind of pre-earnings run up. Their first earnings are on Monday, so we'll see. This is kind of the first outlook we will hear from them as a public company, and maybe it'll rally, maybe it'll drop, but yeah, along for the ride. I don't know how much it could drop, of course, but it's pretty much only dropped since it's de-SPAC'd, so. And it hasn't had a whole lot of rally before the earnings, so I'm not expecting a big drop. I'm hoping for a massive rally, and I think it's possible for sure. Get a little attention on it, get some hype. Yeah, so that's Birds. GameStop today. It actually kind of makes me think it wants to hold this 200 floor. I'm not sure if we're going to get this kind of 190 or 175. We might be in a higher range now, which is good and bad. Bad if you wanted to buy more at a cheaper price, and good if you think that'll make us closer to the squeeze. But yeah, on the daily, our MACD hasn't crossed bearish, so we'll see if it kind of finds support there. Monday, Tuesday, we'll probably find out. And I mean, for just seeing all these candle wicks down here just makes it seem like it's building a pretty good support there. Yeah, and then on the daily too, we've got red under the 9. That's because we had quite a bit of rally here. So just price action wise, it looks like it wants to hold that level. On the hourly, it never wanted to flip back bearish on the MACD also, which is kind of interesting because yesterday the bonds were closed, bond market, and it kind of melted up all day. And today bonds are open and it came back down, but it still has the momentum of going up, and we're still seeing kind of these higher lows, even right here, just on the hourly. So kind of interesting. Yeah, kind of good. And the volume, 676,000 with an hour left to go. Today also, the max pain 202.5 still. Yep. Today though, look at this. This is big. So the borrow fee, it was at 6 for many months. Then it go to 7, or 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, kind of go around there. Hasn't been at 1.1. I mean, it's hard to tell on here because this chart just shows 1. But I don't think it's been 1.1 for quite a while. And if you think about, I mean, when it was 5 and 6, this is double. This is 100% increase. So if they have margin requirements and it just went up by 100%, given most of the way they're shorting it is not traditional, and even where they're actually paying a fee necessarily, they're, you know, all the different avenues they're using, but the actual legal shorting, the fee has gone up, and it's a tiny amount still, but it has increased 2x. So that to me is a good sign, very good sign. For next week, I'm still thinking next week might be a little bit early, but next week or the week after, I think the futures cycle starts, I think, what, Wednesday? Futures rollover? The Wednesday after next Wednesday? 2 Wednesdays? That being said, though, we could have news at any moment, and oftentimes news comes out over the weekend, so I've got a lot of exposure for next week. Next week options. This week we had pretty good amount of money we made on it. Astra also running up. This is in our long term. Airbnb also running up, also in our long term. The market is frothy though, and wow, look at that hourly. Actually, SPY looks like it wants to keep going. Set up a bull flag. I didn't even look at SPY on the hourly. Bullish MACD, bull flag, calls on SPY. Oh shoot, that reminds me I have to roll stuff over. Roll over my bearish stuff. Alright, we gotta speed up the video. Here are the option plays we did today. Not a whole lot. It looks like a lot, but it's not. Our bearish play on Tesla, that call credit spread, bought it to close for the minimum. We also have that put credit spread, that bullish play. That's gonna expire worthless. Our just put, I still have 895. It's at 50% gain. And so this is my average down on birds. I actually put in another like 17 grand into this. So, but now we're only down 11%. So that is neat. So yeah, this is a pretty big position now. I don't know what I plan to do with it. I might have it on the long term at some point. Like to see what earnings does, and once they add options, maybe I'll sell some premium on it. Probably just kind of a swing trade for me. And maybe I'll keep some shares for the long term. But yeah. This is our put credit spread. So I think we made like 4 grand on that put credit spread from this week. E-Trade actually closed out the position at 12.30. Yeah, their margin department doesn't allow it to go any later than that. I didn't message them. Typically when I have options that are closing, credit spreads that are closing on the same day and it's pretty close to the money, I'll message them and say, I'm monitoring my positions. Please don't close anything. And they say, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. We'll put a note on your account though. It's up to the margin department. So I didn't do that today, and they closed it at 12:30. But with GME, they close it so much earlier. Most of the time, or pretty much all their stocks, they'll close it like 3 o'clock. Maybe 2:30, but with GME they close it. Yeah, they basically they're hoping you're away at lunch and then they close it. Screw you. Yeah, because I had 20% left on the premium. Yeah, I was up 80% and I was not planning on I was gonna buy to close at minimum, and I don't know, last $700 or $800, they just decided to take it. So yeah. Lucid, I got a put on it for earnings next week. There's a 38 put. Lucid has been rallying, and earnings on the big tech stuff seems like it's finally starting to get some realization, and so I'm hoping Lucid tumbles, since it's a 70 billion market cap and I've never seen a Lucid car on the road. Ford is a 70 billion market cap. It's one of the oldest companies. many cars in the road, and GM's 91 billion. Okay. What else did we do? All right, some potential news squeeze naked options for over the weekend. We're just sniping the chain a little bit on GameStop. And I was looking at next week, and I already had some of the 700s. And then I noticed the 650s. Yeah, they're back there. See, that's actually my cost on it. So you might be able to get some at that. Probably not though. I had it at 12, which was the ask before. I had it for like 10 of them. It only filled 5, and then it stopped, and the market maker bumped up the ask and the bid, and that was all they were gonna give me. So, yep. And then Cog pointed out the 500 strike. This one was well, it's cheaper now, but it was good little snipe on that one. No, actually, yeah, the ask is 18, so it's still nice and cheap. So got a couple of those. 16 of the 500s, and we still have 5 of the 700s. Now we have 7 of the 650s, and this is part of a spread, I think. Yeah, and we still have our 280 350 call debit spread, and then this 470 calls. Got way too many calls for next Friday. I really want them for the next Friday, but whatever. And then here is our put credit spread. I opened up another big put credit spread on GME. Pretty close to the money. I think it's about to reverse. I might be a little early. If I am next week, I'll just roll it over and just kind of have this rolling one at least. So this is 192 and a half, 197 and a half put credit spread. I opened up 48 of them. So $10,200 gain if it closes above 197 next week. $13,700 loss if it closes here 192.31 there and under. So see how this next week goes. Yeah, that is that play. Root, I guess I closed those puts. Oh, that put credit spread I closed. There's that Lucid play. I also opened up 2 calls on Confluent. That is, I don't even know the strike. 100. That thing's crazy. It's so high. $100 strike. Nice bull flag here. MACD's bullish. RSI is cooling down, but I mean that bull flag can't deny that. And this thing just been on a tear since IPO. Next level up on the fibs would be 104. I put these fib levels in right after this dip. Right about here, I put these in. I haven't changed them, and it's respected that this 78 resistance for a bit, and then it respected this one up here. So we'll see if it makes another leg up to 104. Their earnings were good. It's got a bull flag. Not a huge play on that, but that's what I got. I have 2 of them. Yeah. And then our bird shares are only down 9% now. No way. J&J calls up 28%. The company I got some shares of that is not public yet is this one. Their website's, it's a little dated, but yeah, so highly speculative, as many EV companies will go bankrupt or won't work out or never make it to production. I love the tech on this one. I think it's amazing. I watched a lot of videos. The CEO of it, he's not just some CEO. He's worked in battery space. He's worked in aerospace. He's worked in actually aerospace. And the tech on this is, this is basically the first like really actual efficient electronic vehicle or electric vehicle. The other EVs, like, they're only efficient because they're powertrain, but really there's a lot of loss because of the weight and the aerodynamics. This one is so efficient that it's able to run from solar panels. So solar panels, the technology is increasing and they're getting cheaper, lighter, and able to capture more energy. And as that increases, this vehicle will just be able to continue to develop that and have better range, more power, everything. So basically the whole thing is shaped like a teardrop. The coefficient of drag is like half of a Model 3. It can go 40 miles on just just solar. And I mean, these numbers are, you know, these are projected numbers, right? 1,000 miles on a single charge. This is something that no other EVs have. It is 3-wheeled, so insurance is a lot cheaper. You actually insure it as a motorcycle. You don't need a motorcycle's license or anything. There are some other 3-wheeled vehicles out there that don't do very well, and that's just the way it is. So it's a little sketchy, speculative. I like it though. It's carbon composite build, so extremely lightweight and strong. And I like the idea of yeah, the CEO that's running this thing, he knows what he's talking about, and I know some of what he's talking about, and yeah, it's legit. The hardest part though is the execution. So if they can execute it well, it'll be great. I definitely think there's a market for this. It's not going to really compete with Tesla. This is definitely a different market than that. But majority of commuters in the US, I think it's under 40 miles actually that they commute. So you think this for people in the city, this makes a lot of sense. But then it also has a crazy big range. If you want to go across, you can almost go cross country on just on a single charge. I don't know who'd want to drive that long in a 3-wheeler, but it's awesome. 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Insane, like super quick. Also handles actually really well. I watched the videos on it. He was ripping it around a track, and the thing looks stable. It has hub motors, so very efficient. Hardly any no drivetrain loss because there's no drivetrain. So front wheel drive, 2 separate hub motors. You can get an all-wheel drive with the hub motor in the back as well. And then you've got, of course, different battery options. Has solar panels on the back, on the roof, on the hood, and then on the dash. And then yeah, they've got this little tent thing for the back, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I mean the back hatch actually has quite a bit of room. You can pop a little tent there. I like the idea of doing stuff like this with it, taking it, I mean, as off-road as you can, but then you have 40 miles of range. You've got this little battery, and it just gives you power for, you know, basically off-road, whatever, camping. So yeah, I think it's sick. It's something that I could see myself owning for my own family, and I don't even buy new cars. So it's a 2-seater for now. They're coming out with a 4-seater, I think, next year. I haven't even looked at actually this stuff, but I looked at their filing and stuff. The shares right now. So another thing that's crazy, it's a cost $25,000 is what it starts at, and you can get it optioned pretty well and still be under 30K. The cheapest Model 3, I think, right now is like, was it 40 something? 40, yeah, I think it's like 40 something thousand. So I mean, given that's a bigger vehicle, it has 4 wheels. This will be cheaper to insure though, but yeah, I like the range. I like that it's solar. I like that you could go home, you could plug it in, charge it up, and then I don't know if they're doing this yet, but they should, and just have it parked outside. And once your battery's full or whatever percentage you want to charge it to, then the solar panels on the car can feed power back into the grid and balance out your energy use at your home. Teslas, some people have tried to kind of hack them and do that, and I mean, I think it's awesome. But then you could think of this just like basically a mobile solar system. So yeah, got into this. I got not a crazy amount. I think I got 1,000 shares of it. Its market cap right now, if I'm reading it right, is they have it at $8.8 a share, and can't remember how many. You can look through here, but the market cap when I figured it out was basically 500 million. 500 million. Yep, is about the same as this market cap. This one's 446, like 447. It was about that market cap, and so currently at the $8.80 share price. This is solo. This is kind of a competitor. This one doesn't, it really, as far as the specs and stuff, it's nowhere near what Aptera is. But yeah, I thought it's probably a pretty safe play. This one did go public and has had kind of a wild ride. It's gone public, but their execution, it's not as good. It's not as good a looking a car. Doesn't do 1,000 miles. It doesn't have the whole solar panel like concept of basically driving just on the sun for 40 miles a day. and it looks, you know, the Aptera looks a lot better. Yeah, I don't know. Everything about the Aptera looks way better. So I figure at the very least, it's probably going to be worth as much as this one is. This is a electric 3-wheeled vehicle also. And so, yeah, their valuation, that's where it's at. So I got some of that. Not trying to sell anybody on it, but thought I'd share. I thought it was cool. And again, the EV bubble has been crazy. And by the time Aptera goes public, the bubble might be over. More or less could be. And so there might not be any hype for that. Most EV companies are probably going to fail. That's one thing I actually like about this Aptera, is that it is a total different market. There's nothing like that on the market, where it's an actual efficient electric vehicle. I think it was 100 miles per kilowatt. It was like basically twice the efficiency of what a Tesla would give you, just because it's so aerodynamic and light. And with a traditional shaped and weight car, you can't do that. And Tesla's stuck with more of a mainstream thing, which is better for volume and better for sales. But if someone does want something very efficient and able to just run on the sun, I think there's a market for it for sure. Here is something interesting. Michael Burry tweeted, SP 500 nominal profit to earnings ratio is 26 and the Shiller's CAPE is 39.23, neither necessary nor sufficient, but S&P's PE was 18. Much lower profit to earnings ratio before 2008-2009's 58% crash. So yeah, we're significantly higher PE ratio on the overall market than we were before a crash. 20 before the 1920s 80% crash, and 19 before the 70s crash. How earnings fell 91% in 2008, 2009, 73% in 29 through 32. So, bearer of bad news. That's what I got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on Discord. Peace out.